So it's like, how do we make the first one a 6-inch putt? Okay, great. So we have this one. They get their first win. Hey, I think I like my job. Great. And then here we're like, okay, now you got to get to 100. And so then we basically start expanding the reinforcement cycle for each of these roles so that it's always just a little bit further, but there's always something to look forward to. And this is what there's a lot of solutions for your issue, or there's a lot of elements to the solution. This is one that I can deliver to you in 6 minutes.
Perfect. No, that's great.
Alex Hormozi confronts the CEO's problem head on with a solution that will increase his company to $1 billion status as this owner seeks to blow up his $50 million pest company. So like and subscribe as we follow financial distress and how to get out of it. Now let's check it out.
I own a pest control company. We're $50 million this year.
Big body.
I'm third generation. I'm the one that had the story about the undercover boss when we acquired a company. And I want to know how do I get it to $1 billion? And what's holding me back is manpower. Yeah. We built a recruiting engine and we kill it. But honestly, there's these cycles that you run through. And now we've gotten to this cycle where our A players kill it. We hire an A player and they get off, then they're fine. But we've got constant churn at the lower levels of the front.
It's door knocking, right?
Yeah. Well, no, we don't.
I mean, I guess I would just ask if they're churning over, why? I mean, if your A players are sticking around, they're advancing, what's making the other ones quit? What's making the other ones leave? Is there not an incentive? Is there not a reason? Do they switch jobs? I mean, there's clearly a reason they're not sticking around. So to me, that's the clear question. But man, $50 million company, that's crazy awesome.
We only do about $1 million a year in sales from door knocking. The rest of it's organic, acquisitions.
Oh, so you're doing M&A?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So I bought a $3.6 million company last year. I average around $1 million, maybe $500,000 a year in acquisitions, so probably average. So it's mostly organic. I'm growing about 20%, 21% organic annually, and then the rest of it has been. So
when you say organic annually, what do you mean?
I mean paid LSA, organic Google search.
Okay, so paid ads. Okay, got it.
Not all paid, but yes, absolutely. There's a little bit. SEO.
Okay.
Current customer, upsell, referrals, all those types of, mostly a sales organization is what I would orient it as. But not, like I said, we do about $1 million door to door.
Out of 50?
Yeah, out of 50.
So 2% of sales come from door to door?
Yep. And I mean, we do have a budget to scale it up to about $4 million next year.
Okay.
Because we're trying to figure out, all right, how do we get to $1 billion? I mean, the guys that are doing it are either massively funded and acquiring hundreds of millions of dollars, or they are been around for 75 years, or they're door knocking.
What's EBITDA right now?
20%. So we had 8 million last year.
Yeah. Okay. So you got 8 in EBITDA. You want to get to $1 billion in sales or $1 billion valuation?
$1 billion in sales.
Okay, so you need 20x. What does each market do roughly?
The average branch?
Yeah,
2 million.
Okay. So 950 to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Only 475 locations to go. Okay. So, do you have a time frame, or you just would like to get there eventually?
Well, in under 20 years.
Okay. Yeah. It's likely. Do you have some special sauce?
Realistically, sure. I would say that we have an excellent execution on sales. Yeah. Our supply is the issue, not the demand. And
supply of salespeople?
Well, that is, yeah, absolutely. It's not about the salespeople. It's typically about the delivery of the product.
Literally just the pest control services?
Yeah, we get backed up, every year. That's our constraint. We outsell.
Is that what you're saying the A players from? That's where you're saying the constraint is for them?
No. I think we're killing it, A players. Our problem is we don't have, we're not retaining any average talent, if that makes any sense. And so our A players are rapidly rising through the ranks. We end up promoting them. They end up running a branch or whatever. And next thing you know, you don't have any average talent, if that makes any sense.
So, not a bad thing, but so manpower is the issue on the delivery side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is the recruiting methodology that you have for the deliverers?
How are we recruiting now?
To get the delivery team.
LinkedIn, Indeed, and then Indeed was the majority, vast majority, and then a lot of outreach, a lot of individual. We treat it like a sales organization.
Yeah,
the recruiting.
Yeah. So, but that's still the constraint, is what you're saying.
It's the retention of the employees.
Oh, so you can get those deliverers, they don't stick.
They don't stick. That's right.
Okay.
It's a hard job.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Do they have a career path?
They do, but it's so quick that the A players are like step into that. And then
So when you say
them
so quick, how many steps are there?
as far as identifying an A player, I mean,
Well, how many promotions are there in the career path?
let's see, team lead, branch manager, regional manager. That's
3.
So 3.
Okay. So I'll give you a little tactical Tuesday. So beyond what I would consider the soft cultural stuff, which is probably beyond the scope of an answer that would be reasonable and actually executable for right now, the way that I like to think about career ladders, and this applies to roles that are repeated within an organization, so this is sales, this is video editors, whatever, right, is that you've got title and you've got pay. And so I like to think of each one of the rungs that you just had, there's 3, I think that you could make this into 9 or 18 rungs. And what ends up happening is that instead of it being like, oh, I'm not an idiot, so I got promoted, and I'm better than not being an idiot, and I got promoted again, that's it, and now I'm gonna leave, because there's no career advancement for me, right? That's probably one of the reasons, literally the reason they'll cite on the way out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need to create career advancement. So I'll use sales because everyone kind of understands that, but you can translate it over.
Yeah, I've been in a couple sales jobs before, not really my funnest thing, but yeah, they always leave, and you see in this in like MLM organizations, in some cases they don't leave you a whole lot to move around with, and you got some fire starter who just like, I mean, great for him. I mean, he's just killing it. But I mean, in the ones I've seen, it doesn't leave exactly the greatest positions, but even like in others, like restaurants. I mean, you've got your people on your floor, the assistant, and the general. That's it. There's not really anything in between. So, I mean, I totally get kind of expanded. I think that's a good idea. But I always look at it as long as you give people an incentive to do something, they got to have a reason. They got to have a reason to do this in their job or this in their life or whatever the system is, as long as you create the incentive and the reason for people to naturally be able to do it, that's going to benefit them, they'll naturally do the rest. It's not that hard. They just got to give them a reason. Otherwise, if there's no reason, well, then why would they do it?
So if we have, or delivery, it doesn't really matter. So I have junior, normal, and then senior for each role. And so we say, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go from junior to junior that's paid more. And then you're gonna go to, we're not gonna call you junior anymore. And they're like, thank God, and that comes with a perk, which is that you don't have to work on Saturday nights. Great. Then from there, we're gonna go to here with a little pay bump. Then we're gonna say, great, after you get your pay bump, you're now a senior pest deliverer. Yeah. Non-pest, you're not delivering pests, you're like, here's some rats. And then here, we have our senior plus, right? But all of this could be the first title that you had. And then you repeat this at title 2, you repeat it at title 3. And so what happens is, they're always 3 to 6 months away from another promotion. Mm-hmm. And so it's like whenever you're about to leave, that way there's always career advancement that exists. And by alternating title / perks, because if you just do title, to be fair, people will just take a title bump and they'll still go out and have a steak dinner with their girlfriend. It works. But if you can have that and a great parking spot, or that and you don't have to work Saturday nights, or that and you can pick your calendar, or that, there's always a couple of perks. You get a better truck, whatever it is, right? Those things you can scatter around. And on the first day or the orientation process, we like to say, like, you are here. This is where you're going to be if you do this. This is where you're going to be if you do this. And so we tie these to objective measures. And what I really like to do with these is that I like this with total volume. So think about it like in the deliveries. It's like once you get your first 25 stars, you get to junior plus, and we want that first one to be like right there, right? Because that's where some of the biggest churn is, right in that first 30 to 45 days, I'm guessing, right? Absolutely. So it's like, how do we make the first one a 6-inch putt? Okay, great. So we have this one. They get their first win. Hey, I think I like my job. Great. And then here we're like, okay, now you got to get to 100. And so then we basically start expanding the reinforcement cycle for each of these roles so that it's always just a little bit further, but there's always something to look forward to. And this is what there's a lot of solutions for your issue, or there's a lot of elements to the solution. This is one that I can deliver to you in 6 minutes.
And if you ask me, you've had to think it yourself or listen to other people complain about the same thing. The idea of being stuck in a dead end job, like, man, I'm not moving anywhere. It goes hand in hand with the career advancement, but it's a little bit different. Like, for some people, it's really hard to just feel stuck in one place and not move past it. Others like, oh, hey, this job's fine. Like, hey, I'm cool. I can do this. It's fine. But some people, it's just that feeling of people who want to grow. They want to expand. They want to always feel like they're becoming something more into something else. And just that feeling of being constrained, of not being able to get out of it. After a while, when you've been on the job, it just kind of eats at you. And it's like, I just hate this feeling of wasting my time, of not doing anything. It's like, and that, I got to get out of here. I got to change. I got to do something, but I can't feel constrained. So like I said, some people are fine with that, but I think that's the feeling a lot of people really hate when they're put in this position. And something like this, Hormozi is putting up to where it feels like, yeah, you're constantly expanding. It makes sense why it would alleviate that feeling of constrainment. So yeah, you're growing, you're expanding. It gives you a purpose. It gives you a path, like something to do instead of just this forever.
Perfect. No, that's great.
Okay.
I think our main constraint really has been we haven't been very creative.
Yeah.
Really. And that's one thing I'm really seeing. A lot of people quickly rose like they came in, they performed really, really well, ended up moving up really fast, making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then you have people that are real slow and they bounce.
Yeah.
Right.
So just give them more ways to win.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea from Alex Hormozi. And not only that, but also, if you do change a job, someone can look at your resume and say like, oh, you were a senior such and such. You weren't just this position forever. When it also shows to someone else, who's possibly going to hire you, it shows that you went up through the ranks. So you advanced through the company. Like, you had to have been doing something right to continue to advance on this path. So that looks good to another employer. Say if you were going to switch jobs instead of like you were just this forever. So, it gives you more money. It gives you a greater sense of purpose. It alleviates that feeling of being constrained. It allows for a career path. And then it also allows for the ability for your resume to look even more impressive to someone else if you were going to change jobs. If you ask me, yeah, that's a really good idea, folks. But let me know what you think. What other ideas do you have to solve this guy's problem to help keep and retain that middle class workload that he needs? But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.